two lessons that I learned from having my first sober birthday gathering that I threw for myself. Since I've been sober 3 years, 3 months, and since I've been sober, I really haven't been throwing myself big birthday parties or anything like that. When I was drinking and I had a different lifestyle, I used to throw myself parties all the time. People would show up, we would have so much fun. But since I've been sober, I just been like, but this year I did throw myself a birthday party. And here's two lessons that I learned. One of them is that I don't need to hold space for people in my life today that I know don't fit, that I know are not really in my life today. And I invited some people from the past that I used to really enjoy being around. I don't talk to them every day. I really wasn't sure that they would even accept the invite, but I was like, let me just see, because when they are around, we have fun. And I have invited them to my house about 1.5 years ago, and they came and it was fun. And this was when I was sober. So I was like, let me just see. And they agreed to come and bring dishes. And so I was like, cool, this is going to be fun. They're going to come, we're going to reconnect. But the signs were there. I had this internally, I was like, not so sure if they're going to show up, but they said they were. So they said, one person literally said, no matter what, I will be there. I will not miss this. I will come before I go out of town. Another person agreed to bring a meat. Another person agreed to bring a rice. And they said they were coming. Another friend from my past I invited, and she was like, okay, I'll let you know. Never let me know. I had to text her back and say, hey, I know you said you would let me know soon, but you haven't. So I'm just going to assume you're not going to be able to make it, and that's okay. And what happened was these people, and then I had my cousin who he asked me if he could drink, and I was like, no, I'm not really having that type of party. He showed up drunk with somebody I don't know, and they were drinking and sneaking in alcohol at my party. So this is the lesson that I learned. I learned that it is okay not to save space at your table for people who do not really have a place in your current season. Even if they were in your last season and you had fun and they were great, you don't have to save space for those people. The 3 people from my friend group that was from a long time ago, they didn't even let me know they weren't coming, and I was expecting their dish. I had to text them and say, hey, this is the parking arrangement, for them to have the wherewithal to say, hey, I'm not going to make it. There was no prior notice, and I'm sure they knew they weren't coming from way before the day. So those sets of people, I had this feeling like the one who never let me know if she was coming or not, and I had to text her back. I'll invite her to stuff, and she'll always be like, I don't know, I'll let you know. But she'll never say she had something else to do, or she'll never just say, no, I don't really want to do it. She'll just say, I'll let you know, which is kind of weak to me, in my opinion, honestly. If you don't want to hang out, just say it. No, I'm good. No, I'm not going to come. I don't want to come to the house party. No, I don't. You don't even really have to say you're not doing something else, or you're doing something else, or you can't because of this, but just say no. And she never did that, and it kind of bothered me a little bit. So that's one. The other 3 that didn't show up and had dishes, come on. I had a whole table set for people, and I had to rearrange things last minute. So anyway, I say all that to say, the people who were there, I knew they would be there, because they are the type of people who will either say, I can't make it, I have this going on, or I just don't feel like doing that type. They will say, I cannot come. Or they will, if something comes up, let me know far in advance. Or they'll say something like, I don't know, I'm just going to be honest, I don't know how I'm going to be feeling right now at that time. I may let you know. They just communicate. So I trusted that if they were saying that they were going to be there. So those were the people that were there. So internally, I knew that this other group, the ones that didn't show up, were the people who had a different type of character, if you know what I mean. Maybe certain things that I value now, honesty and having a certain type of integrity, those are the qualities that I look for in people, or I just don't invest time and energy in trying to bring them into my inner circle. And those are the people who I have around me now. But those people from the past, maybe I wasn't looking for those type of qualities. So I have been used to them doing certain things that I know there's these certain patterns that internally I knew this was flipping a coin with them. And what happened was it was a little bit of an interruption in the party because I had a table set for people who didn't show up. And even though the vibe was right and it was fun and the right people were there and we didn't miss out on anything by the people who didn't show up, I didn't miss it. It just was a indicator for me. It can sort of be an elephant in the room or take a little bit away from the right people who are in your life when you are holding energy and space for people who don't belong in your current season. And it's okay for you to have people to be in your life for seasons. You don't have to keep inviting and holding space for people who do not belong in your current season. They just don't belong in your current season, and that's okay. Stop holding space for them because you're taking away from the people who are showing up with integrity and character, who are showing you that they want to be in your current season, because now you have a little bit of a resentment or a chip on your shoulder. Something is there. Like, let's just be honest. When people do stuff like that, it irritates you a little bit. As much as you try to just like I'm just gonna get over it. I'm not one of those people who bypasses my feelings and acts like things that are not bothering me that do bother me, because I'm human and I recognize I'm human and I have feelings and emotions. Some people like to act like nothing bothers them and they don't have feelings and emotions and they're not human, which whatever, that's their thing. But I know I do. So being honest is going to bother you a little bit, and it impacts how you interact with the people who want to be there for you. So that was one key thing that I learned, is it's okay not to continue holding space for people. And it's not any love lost. It's just, okay, noted. And the other thing is, number 2, don't feel bad about having these experiences. I'm not feeling bad for having this experience, because every time in my life, I will say honestly, every time in my life that I have had an experience where God has shown me who is supposed to be in my current season or my future season, and I'm like, I should have known that was going to happen. I'm not going to should all over myself. I'm just going to be like, got it now. I got it, God. This was it for me. I got it. Every time that it's been made clear to me, here is a very clear difference. You had this inner intuition or insight that you didn't act on. You were just hoping that somebody wouldn't disappoint you, but then they did what you expected them to do and you are disappointed. But you also have something to compare it to. You have people who did the right thing, and you have a real comparison. I went out on a limb and now I have a real comparison. These people, the buckets, it's clear to me now. Every time that's happened and I've finally made a decision, I know who I'm investing my energy in, and I know who I'm no longer giving any more energy to at all, period. Every time that has ever happened, there has been a change in my life that has come next. There has been a huge blessing or change. And the thing about me is I'm a very giving person. I don't even think about it. If I have a plate or a cake, I'm gonna cut the cake and probably give the smallest piece to myself. So it's like God somehow shows me who needs to be eliminated before he blesses me, because he knows what I'm gonna do with my blessings. And he doesn't want me to, whatever I have next, he doesn't want me to waste energies and resources on people who do not belong in my life. And I don't mean to sound whatever, take it how you want. I just know that that's my truth. So that's why I'm not going to be hard on myself. But those are my 2 little lessons from throwing my first sober birthday party at the age of 45. And I'm excited. I'm super excited for what's next. All right. I hope everyone has a best day. I hope everyone has the best day. Bye.